Have you ever wondered what would happen if certain powerful allies simply walked away from the United States? What nations are so critical that losing their partnership would fundamentally change America's position in the world? Today, we're exploring the 10 countries the United States absolutely cannot afford to lose, and why their continued cooperation is essential for American prosperity and security. Before we get into it, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss any updates from our channel. From economic powerhouses that manufacture our everyday goods, to military partners hosting thousands of American troops. Around the globe, these nations form the backbone of American influence worldwide. The connections between these countries and the United States run deeper than most people realize, creating an intricate web of interdependence that keeps the global order functioning. Some of these alliances might seem obvious at first glance, but others will definitely surprise you with their outsized importance to American interests. Number 4 on our list is particularly shocking, and you won't believe what could happen if that relationship deteriorates. Let's begin with number 10, China. Most Americans don't fully appreciate how deeply entwined our daily lives are, with products manufactured in Chinese factories across the Pacific. The items filling our homes, from the smartphone in your pocket to the laptop on your desk and the toys your children play with, overwhelmingly come from this manufacturing juggernaut. China produces more than 28% of all global manufacturing output, a staggering figure that exceeds the combined total of the United States, Japan, and Germany working together. This manufacturing dominance extends far beyond consumer electronics into virtually every sector, including renewable energy technologies that will power our future. The economic relationship goes much deeper than just trade in physical goods. China holds over $800 billion in American government debt, giving Beijing significant leverage in international financial matters. This massive investment in American securities isn't merely a financial transaction, but represents real economic power that could be wielded strategically. What happens if China decides to dramatically reduce exports to American markets, or begins selling off its treasury holdings rapidly? The consequences would ripple through every aspect of American life, from empty store shelves to potential financial market instability. The real danger isn't just temporary disruption, but a fundamental shift in global economic power dynamics that could permanently alter America's position. Most concerning of all is how this economic interdependence has developed largely outside public awareness, creating vulnerabilities few Americans fully comprehend. Moving to number 9, Russia. Consider how frustrated you feel when fuel prices rise by just a few cents. Now imagine waking up tomorrow to discover they've suddenly tripled overnight due to decisions made thousands of miles away in Moscow. As the second largest oil exporter globally, controlling approximately 10% of worldwide crude production, Russia wields enormous influence over energy markets. But Russian power extends far beyond just petroleum products into natural gas, agricultural commodities like wheat, strategic metals essential for technology, and formidable military capabilities. A single announcement from the Kremlin can send international markets into turmoil, affecting everything from your heating bills to food prices. We must remember that Russia maintains the world's largest nuclear arsenal, giving its actions and allegiances particular significance in security matters. Yet Russian influence operates through numerous channels beyond just military strength, including economic partnerships, regional political influence, and the ability to rapidly reconfigure international allegiances. Many critical international agreements depend heavily on Russian participation and cooperation to function effectively. What would happen if Russia completely pivoted toward Eastern alliances and away from Western cooperation frameworks? What if collaboration on space technology, cybersecurity, or nuclear non-proliferation collapsed? American strategic advantages carefully built over decades could vanish virtually overnight, fundamentally altering the global balance of power. Before we continue with our countdown, subscribe to our channel right now. We're dedicated to bringing you insightful analysis and eye-opening facts that help you understand how global events directly affect your daily life. How can decisions made in distant desert kingdoms determine what you pay at your local gas station? What connections link foreign policy decisions to your personal financial security? These questions deserve thoughtful exploration. Number 8, Saudi Arabia. Imagine every gas station across America suddenly running dry because of a single decision made in a royal palace halfway around the world. Though rarely dominating headlines, this desert kingdom exerts tremendous influence, over American economic security every single day. Saudi Arabia isn't merely another Middle Eastern nation with impressive architecture and vast deserts. It functions as the central regulator of global energy markets, controlling approximately 17% of proven worldwide oil reserves. This positions Saudi leadership as the unofficial gatekeepers of global fuel supplies. A single production adjustment announced from Riyadh can send petroleum prices skyrocketing worldwide, directly impacting American consumers and businesses. This scenario has unfolded numerous times throughout history and remains an ever-present possibility today. The relationship encompasses far more than simple energy transactions. For many decades, America and Saudi Arabia maintained a straightforward arrangement: military protection in exchange for reliable oil supplies. Recent years have witnessed subtle shifts in this long-standing balance, as Saudi authorities cultivate stronger relationships with emerging powers and experiment with trading petroleum in currencies besides the American dollar. This seemingly technical change carries profound implications for American economic power. The status of the dollar as the world's primary reserve currency depends significantly on global oil transactions being conducted in American currency. If this fundamental connection weakens, American financial influence could diminish substantially. Saudi Arabia also plays a crucial strategic role across the entire Middle Eastern region. Their diplomatic influence extends throughout the Muslim world and helps determine military balances across numerous countries. Should Saudi leadership distance themselves from American strategic objectives, competing powers would quickly move to fill the resulting vacuum. Many of these alternative influences would likely work against American interests. What happens if Saudi Arabia pursues military cooperation with American rivals, or restricts intelligence sharing regarding regional security threats? These scenarios aren't theoretical exercises, but represent conversations already occurring in diplomatic circles worldwide. The next time you refuel your vehicle or pay your monthly energy bills, consider the invisible influence of decisions made in Saudi palaces. A single policy shift there could fundamentally alter American economic security. Number 7. India. You might be surprised to discover the next global power America cannot afford to lose is also the world's most populous nation with over 1.4 billion citizens. India is rapidly emerging as one of the most influential international players, with importance extending far beyond mere demographics. Why should this matter to American interests? India's significance stems not just from its massive population, but from its strategic positioning across multiple dimensions. Geographically, it occupies a pivotal position at Asia's heart. Economically, India maintains one of the fastest-growing major economies globally. Militarily, it has developed into a formidable power with defense expenditures, ranking among the world's top 5 nations. Perhaps most significantly, India hosts one of the planet's largest technology workforces. Approximately 75% of global information technology outsourcing flows through Indian companies. American businesses ranging from small startups to massive Fortune 500 corporations depend heavily on Indian technological talent, infrastructure, and innovation. Consider the consequences if these connections suddenly disappeared. Customer service delays would dramatically worsen, while entire technology departments might effectively cease functioning. Cloud computing services, software updates, and cybersecurity protections could face significant disruptions or complete failure. India also serves as a crucial counterbalance against other rising powers across Asia. Its defense cooperation with American military and technology sectors helps maintain strategic equilibrium throughout the region. Should India shift toward neutrality in conflicts important to Washington, or realign with other global powers, the resulting imbalance could disadvantage American interests in ways difficult to counter. Indian authorities are actively pursuing leadership positions in semiconductor manufacturing, renewable energy development, and space exploration. If American partnerships in these sectors deteriorate, competing nations would quickly strengthen their positions in tomorrow's critical technologies. India follows its own independent foreign policy rather than automatically supporting American priorities. The relationship requires continuous diplomacy and mutual respect rather than being taken for granted. This partnership has evolved from a diplomatic nicety into a strategic necessity. Should India redirect its focus away from American cooperation, the consequences would extend far beyond technological sectors into fundamental questions of global power distribution. Before examining our next crucial relationship, please hit the subscribe button. Your support enables us to continue providing factual analysis and meaningful insights that mainstream coverage often neglects. The next country on our list might surprise you with its unexpected importance. How could a landlocked European nation without significant natural resources or nuclear weapons hold such tremendous influence over American prosperity? The answer reveals fundamental truths about global power dynamics. Number 6. Germany. What happens when a quiet economic powerhouse at Europe's center, decides to change direction. Unlike military confrontations, this shift wouldn't involve missile launches or diplomatic confrontations. Instead, subtle policy adjustments and economic realignments would gradually reshape the international order with significant consequences for American interests. This subtle influence makes Germany so uniquely important to American security and prosperity. Most people would be astonished to learn how deeply the American economy depends on this nation. Without major petroleum reserves, oceanic ports, or nuclear weapons, Germany maintains Europe's largest economy and ranks as the world's third largest exporter. From automotive engineering to chemical production to precision machinery, practically every American owns products incorporating German technology and manufacturing expertise. This represents merely the surface of a profound economic relationship. Germany functions as the European Union's financial engine, powering a trading bloc that collectively exchanges more than $1 trillion in goods and services with the United States annually. Should German leadership reorient toward different international partners, the entire European Union might follow, potentially diminishing American influence. Across the continent, the relationship extends beyond economics into critical security arrangements. Germany hosts Ramstein Air Base, a vital logistics hub supporting American military operations throughout Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. Losing access to this facility would severely hamper American power projection across multiple strategic regions simultaneously. Germany leads European initiatives in renewable energy development, artificial intelligence research, and digital sovereignty policies. If American partnerships in these future-focused sectors weaken, the United States risks exclusion from the next industrial revolution's most significant benefits. What happens if Germany grows dissatisfied with balancing American expectations against its own regional priorities? What if trade disagreements intensify or political differences widen? The resulting changes wouldn't manifest through military confrontation, but through policy adjustments, economic decisions, and diplomatic realignments. These shifts would impact American manufacturing capabilities, technology development, and global strategic positioning. The German-American relationship transcends ordinary international friendship to form a vital partnership powering prosperity and security far beyond what most citizens recognize. Number 5. Japan. Imagine a country smaller than California wielding such technological influence that losing its partnership could set American innovation back by decades. This island nation represents far more than cultural exports like cuisine and aesthetics. Japan functions as a technological powerhouse, critical trading partner, and home to over 100 Fortune Global 500 corporate headquarters. From robotics development to microchip production, Japan creates the technological foundations, enabling worldwide innovation ecosystems. Most people don't realize that Japanese firms produce approximately 30% of global semiconductor materials essential for modern electronics. The relationship extends far beyond economic cooperation into crucial security arrangements. Japan hosts nearly 54,000 American military personnel, serving as a strategic fortress in one of Earth's most volatile regions. Should this partnership deteriorate, the entire power balance across Asia could rapidly shift in dangerous directions. While Japan rarely generates international controversy, this diplomatic restraint shouldn't be mistaken for insignificance. As the world's third-largest economy, Japanese policy decisions influence financial markets, technology development, and security arrangements globally. What happens if Japan pursues greater independence in foreign policy or reconsiders its substantial investments in regional security infrastructure? Such changes could leave American strategic positions overextended, while creating opportunities for competing powers to expand their influence. Japan heavily invests in artificial intelligence research, renewable energy technologies, and advanced manufacturing processes. American technological competitiveness depends significantly on maintaining strong partnerships in these forward-looking sectors. Without Japanese cooperation, innovation leadership could shift toward other nations. This relationship transcends traditional alliance structures or business connections to shape the technological future itself. This partnership influences not just current stability, but future possibilities for technological advancement and economic growth. The next country might initially bring to mind popular culture and technological products, but its true importance to American security runs much deeper than entertainment. This tech-savvy nation maintains one of America's most crucial strategic lifelines. Number 4. South Korea. Consider how dependent your daily routines have become on smartphones and high-speed internet. Now imagine these technologies suddenly becoming unavailable because a single technologically advanced nation decided to realign its partnerships. South Korea's influence extends throughout modern American life in ways few citizens fully comprehend. From smartphone displays to automotive computer systems, South Korean technology powers countless devices Americans use daily. Remarkably, just two South Korean corporations, Samsung and SK Hynix, control approximately 60% of the global memory chip market. Should these supply chains face disruption, entire industrial sectors could experience immediate paralysis. South Korea's importance extends far beyond consumer technology into vital security arrangements. Positioned immediately adjacent to North Korea, one of the world's most unpredictable threats, South Korea hosts approximately 28,000 American military personnel. This presence provides not just regional security, but a crucial forward position for American strategic operations. If this alliance deteriorates, American influence across Northeast Asia would face severe limitations just as regional competition intensifies. South Korean cultural exports increasingly shape global entertainment trends and consumer preferences. From musical groups to television programming to digital media platforms, Korean creative industries build international goodwill through cultural connections. This soft power projection creates international relationships that traditional diplomacy cannot easily replicate. South Korea actively pursues leadership positions in artificial intelligence development, space technology, and sustainable energy systems. Should American partnerships in these sectors weaken, competing powers would quickly move to strengthen their positions in tomorrow's critical technologies. South Korean leaders maintain an independent foreign policy rather than automatically supporting American priorities. This relationship requires continuous diplomatic attention rather than being taken for granted. The next time you use your smartphone, enjoy Korean entertainment, or drive a vehicle with advanced electronics, remember the complex international relationships making these technologies possible. Should these connections weaken, technological progress itself might falter. Number 3. Brazil. What would happen if the planet's greatest ecological treasure suddenly operated under different international arrangements? What if a resource-rich nation controlling nearly half a continent decided to pursue alternative partnerships? Covering almost half of South America, Brazil's importance extends far beyond its size. The Amazon rainforest, primarily within Brazilian territory, generates approximately 20% of Earth's oxygen while storing billions of tons of carbon. Should environmental cooperation deteriorate, global climate initiatives could collapse entirely, creating worldwide consequences. Brazil ranks among the leading exporters of soybeans, coffee, iron ore, beef, and petroleum. American industries ranging from food processing to manufacturing depend heavily on reliable Brazilian supply chains. Disruptions to these trade relationships could trigger dramatic price increases, while forcing production stoppages across multiple economic sectors. Brazil increasingly influences international institutions and diplomatic frameworks. As a founding member of the BRICS Association, Brazil helps reshape global trade systems and economic relationships. Should Brazilian leadership align more closely with non-Western powers, the resulting shift could fundamentally alter international balances. In ways challenging American interests, Brazil possesses substantial undeveloped reserves of rare earth minerals, essential for manufacturing everything from smartphones to electric vehicles. If access to these resources becomes restricted or redirected toward other nations, American technological development and clean energy transition could face serious obstacles. Brazilian diplomatic and military influence throughout Latin America shouldn't be underestimated. As the region's largest nation, Brazil often determines regional policy directions. Any movement away from alignment with American interests could create opportunities for competing powers to expand their presence throughout the Western Hemisphere. Brazilian foreign policy maintains fierce independence rather than automatically supporting external priorities. This relationship requires mutual respect and reciprocity rather than presumptions of alignment. Should Brazil pursue alternative international partnerships, the consequences would extend from consumer prices to international climate governance. Before examining one of America's oldest and most significant alliances, please subscribe to our channel. Your support allows us to continue providing meaningful analysis that helps you understand how international relationships affect your daily life. Our next country might seem familiar, but its true importance to American prosperity and security might surprise you. What happens when your closest historical partner begins reconsidering long-standing arrangements? The answer could reshape global power dynamics. Number 2. United Kingdom. Beyond Beyond cultural stereotypes involving tea ceremonies, monarchical traditions, and distinctive accents lies a nation whose partnership remains absolutely essential to American global influence. Most people would be astonished to discover how deeply American security systems depend on this single relationship. The United Kingdom isn't merely a traditional ally, but America's most important intelligence-sharing partner through the exclusive Five Eyes Alliance. This arrangement provides continuous information regarding global threats, cyber attacks, terrorist activities, and military developments worldwide. Should this communication channel deteriorate, American security services would lose critical visibility in numerous dangerous regions simultaneously. London maintains its position among the world's preeminent financial centers, managing trillions in global assets daily. Any significant shift in British economic policy away from dollar-denominated systems or toward alternative financial partnerships could trigger serious disruptions across American financial markets. British military infrastructure includes nuclear capabilities and joint operational facilities, supporting American forces globally. From submarine bases to aircraft carrier groups, British military capabilities don't just complement American systems, but fundamentally extend their reach and effectiveness. As a permanent United Nations Security Council member and influential NATO participant, British diplomatic support strengthens international coalitions addressing shared challenges. Should this voice ever diverge significantly from Washington's positions, the resulting fractures could undermine collective action on everything, from military operations to climate agreements. Following Brexit, the United Kingdom actively redefines its international role through new trade agreements and diplomatic initiatives outside previous European frameworks. If American policy fails to adapt to these evolving British priorities, even this historically close relationship could gradually weaken. Despite centuries of cooperation, international partnerships require continuous renewal rather than assumptions of permanence. Should the United Kingdom ever significantly distance itself from American strategic frameworks, the United States would lose not just a friendly relationship, but a foundational element of its global influence. Number 1. Turkey. Our final country rarely receives adequate attention despite its extraordinary strategic importance. A single policy shift from this nation could severely restrict American access to entire geographical regions. Most people would be surprised by how significantly this crossroads nation influences global military operations and regional stability. Positioned between Europe and the Middle East, Turkey controls the Bosporus Strait, one of the world's most strategically significant maritime passages. Any restriction of access through this waterway could severely limit NATO's ability to move naval forces between the Mediterranean and Black Seas. Turkey hosts Incirlik Air Base, a crucial hub supporting American military operations throughout the Middle East. Without this facility, American response capabilities across numerous volatile regions would face significant limitations. Despite its NATO membership, Turkey increasingly pursues independent foreign policy initiatives, purchasing Russian defense systems, negotiating with Iran, and establishing distinctive positions on international issues. Should Turkey further distance itself from Western security frameworks, NATO's southeastern flank could face internal weaknesses. Turkish defense industries increasingly produce advanced military technologies, including drone systems that numerous countries, including American allies, now utilize. Should Turkey redirect these technological partnerships toward different international alignments, the resulting shift could simultaneously weaken American influence while strengthening competing powers. Turkey occupies a unique position connecting European and Asian markets while developing significant trade relationships in energy, agriculture, and technology sectors. Any major political or economic reorientation could disrupt established supply chains and trading patterns overnight. What happens if Turkey restricts American access to critical operational areas? What if Turkish leadership forms deeper partnerships outside Western security frameworks? These scenarios represent ongoing developments rather than hypothetical possibilities. Despite limited media attention, Turkey's strategic decisions directly impact American military effectiveness, market access, and diplomatic influence throughout multiple regions simultaneously. If this analysis has provided valuable insights, please support our work by subscribing to the channel, liking this video, and sharing it with others. Who would benefit from understanding these complex international relationships? These connections aren't abstract diplomatic concepts, but practical realities that directly influence economic opportunities and security conditions. For everyone, drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.